Hi there, I'm Pookah, and this is going to be a tutorial about how to make a really awesome Christmas card to send to your family and friends. So first thing, we've got a nice red background here. We're going to do red with white snowflakes. So the first thing is in the prompt we're writing composition for Christmas card, snowflakes. Okay, and as you see, when I type that, it's reacting to the prompt, which is kind of cool to see. And now what I'm doing is I'm adding little bits of faint white to this card to try to give it hints about where to place those snowflakes. So it's already got some ideas, which is cool. But so you can kind of give it just a little bit of a nudge in whatever direction you're wanting. And so you can see here that it's placed some snowflakes, larger snowflakes in around where I had placed a larger circle. And now here we want to give it a little bit of snowy ground for the snowflakes to be falling onto. There you go. And now see, I'm using this slider to change the opacity so that I can have those faint snowflakes. That's kind of just like a faint hint. And now here I'm like, I really want to have a snowflake just about right there. So just by drawing that little kind of plus sign there, it figured out that I wanted to have a snowflake there. And now you can click here just to the left of the text box and you can turn on fixed seed, and then you can randomize that seed and you can see all kinds of different images that result from that. So I can peek through, and now here changing the creativity strength. When the creativity strength is set up very high, it gives the AI the freedom to sort of interpret your prompt and not feel like it has to be too close to what the input image looks like. So it takes it more as a hint. Whereas if you turn that creativity strength down, it will start to look more like your input image here on the left. We'll just sort of randomize, check out some of the different options we've got here. These are all very lovely. I think I want to add a Christmas tree here. Now, of course, I haven't put tree. Oh, yeah, see, it got a bit, it got the idea. But even though I haven't put tree in the prompt, it's extrapolating that from what I've drawn. Now, if I give it much more, it might lose that and say, okay, yeah, it's getting a little confused. See, there went the tree. I can fill it in more and it'll come back. Again, you see that this is giving suggestions. So drawing another snowflake here, encroaching in the tree's territory, and there it's gone. Drawing more in. Now it's just like, okay, you just want a really big snowflake. So it helps in this case. So I just say a tree. And now it understands. Although look, it's turned one of the snowflakes across the center into a tree branch. Say a pine tree. Oh, that looks nice. I like that. It's a cute little tree. Move these around a little bit more because I think I'm going to want to sort of crop this image so that it's not just square. We want to have the focal snowflakes a little bit lower. And so now we can just hit normal refine and send that out to my feed. Really great. Head over there. Just got it here. It's just loading up. Takes it a second. There we go. That's very nice. So now the next thing we want to do is we're going to edit this in Canvas. So just here, click edit in Canvas. That'll send that over there. Just got a couple things we want to do here. We want to crop off some of the top of this image so get kind of more like a card shape. And so we're just going to get like a nice shape here for a card. I'm going to make this card just a little bit smaller to fit in there and just sort of get the part of this that we want to be the card to fit there within the generation frame. Okay, now what we actually do is we just don't mask anything. You leave a space and generate, don't mask anything. You set it to one image and it basically gives you back exactly, if you haven't masked or done any sketches or anything, it's going to give you back what you put in there. But in this case, it's just going to be part in the generation frame. So now I can remove that and we're left with just this. So this is kind of a shortcut. I like to do everything in Canvas. I like staying within that same environment. I'm very happy with this. Okay, so now the other thing is you might notice that this little pine tree has, it doesn't actually have a trunk. It's balancing on another bit of pine. So we're just going to sketch the trunk on there. And then now we want to sort of cover over those needles. We want it to understand that it should cover that. But now we're going to set the opacity down just a bit. I want it to kind of blend in more with the background. The sketching is kind of like a mask, but with some color hinting. And now for this, because it's a specific task, I'm just going to say just a pine tree trunk. It's such a cute little tree. So I want to put text over here, over the top. But now if I just put text directly over these snowflake, that one snowflake in the center is very clear and detailed. So we soften it just a little bit. And this is very, very faint. This is like just a tiny little detail. But so what I'm doing now is I'm just going to take this color, this red, I'm going to set it down really low, and then I'm going to layer it and sort of some concentric circles here. It's only faint, so I'm sorry, I know it might be hard to see, but you'll see it a little bit more when it overlaps. But this gives it that sort of soft edge. And I'm going to select all of these. Now you can kind of see them a bit better. I want it to be a little taller, and then here's a trick. Make it nice and wide. And like I said, sketches are like masks, but with like a hint to the color. So it's very slight, like you can barely even see it there. This is really just to tell it I want to soften the area in the center around that snowflake so that it doesn't dominate the text when we place the text on top of it. See, so it's just very slight. I think I want to keep the little snowflake to the left a bit bigger. So I think I'll go with this one. You can see it just kind of added a little haze. So depending on what you're doing, you might not actually have to do that, but it's just a step that you can do if you're wanting to add some text over an area with visually dominant elements. Okay, so what I'm going to add some text. Okay. That's kind of what I'm going to want it to look like. So, but let's just make a little bit of a change here. So I want to get just a little bit, a faint kind of drop shadow here. So what we're going to do is change the color there. So what I did was I picked up the color from the background, and then it doesn't automatically change the color of the text, but so going to the text, it had that ready, and so just by touching the slider, it adapted it. So just like this. So see, just touching the slider. Okay, and now I place this very slightly over that other one, and so there's just like a hair, but it gives it that extra little bit of pop, and that combined with that kind of haze makes this stand out more. Now what we want to do is we're going to add an image. So we want to give a little bit of a nice little white border here. This is just another silly trick. Just fill in that generation frame. It's just a way to get a nice white rectangle. Only generate one image. Absolutely doesn't matter. So it's just no creativity. Just copy what I gave it, which is white. And then now I'm just going to delete that, and there we go. So now we have a nice rectangle, and this can be dragged around, and then I'm going to import our family picture, okay? And so then we shrink that down, okay? Maybe place it a little bit more to the left, so then the tree is still very nice and visible, and then we probably want to add a little bit of text, make it look more personal, and balance out the image a bit. For that personal touch, we're going to use the handwriting font. We'll say, from our family. We could place it all kinds of different locations. I think, again, to give some nice balance, it's good to put it over on the right hand side here, maybe just sort of over the tree. Yeah, I'll say to yours. Okay, and maybe just sort of adjust these slightly. I think tiny little tweaks for balance. Yeah, I think placing that just directly over the star is kind of nice. Perfect. Just remove these other elements. They won't download with it, but I still like to just remove anything that I'm not needing. And there we go. Just download that, and happy holidays from our family to yours.